Welcome. Our topic is about syntax of propositional formulas. In order to clarify this topic, we have distinguished several questions. Question 1, the syntax of propositional logic, definition. Question 2, it's about syntactic components of propositional logic. And the last but not least topic is about well-formed formulas versus not well-formed formulas. Okay, let's start with question 1. Syntax is a formal system that specifies how well-formed expressions are constructed, independently of what they mean. In propositional logic, syntax tells us which strings of symbols count as legitimate formulas and which do not. And considering this information, we can define the concept of syntax. And what can we say about this matter? The syntax of propositional logic is a set of symbols together with the formation rules that recursively determine the well-formed formulas of the language. Distinguish several components inside syntactic definition of propositional logic. For example, we can speak about the alphabet vocabulary inside these components. On this topic, this aspect is also divided into several subdivisions. We can identify them as component 1, component 2, component 3. And what's about component 1? Here we can speak about the propositional variables, or we can name this component as the atomic propositions. And let's start with the definition of propositional variables. How can we define this concept? A propositional variable, also called as atomic proposition or sentence letter, is an element of the set of propositional symbols, typically denoted by P, Q, R, and so on. And each propositional variable is an atomic well-formed formulas and serves as a placeholder for an arbitrary proposition that may be assigned either the truth value true or false under evaluation. In a simple way, we can say that propositional variables can indicate simple statements or simple propositions. For example, P, it can be related to our first simple statement. Q can denote our second simple statement or proposition. And by this way, we can use other kinds of variables. A, B, C, D, etc. can also be acceptable in this context. And if we say true or false truth values, it is related to the two-valid logical system. But as is known, two-valid logical system is not the only one in the logic. For example, we can apply here three-valid logic, and three-valid logic we can use three values. Our proposition can be true, our proposition can be false, and we can also assign a third value, maybe, to any simple proposition or complex ones here. Okay, let's move to the component 2. It's about logical connectives. And how can we clarify this topic? Let the set of logical connectives be script C equals to negation, conjunction, disjunction, conditional, and biconditional. Each of the symbols here denotes of related to specific logical connectives. For example, the first symbol in the set, it is a symbol of negation. The second one, it is related to the disjunction, and so on. We have already discussed these logical connectives in our previous videos, and I'll share the link below in order to watch this video if you are interested in this topic too. Okay, let's return to our definition. What is logical connective? Let the set of logical connectives be script C equals to negation, disjunction, conjunction, conditional, and biconditional. Then our definition can be formulated in the following way. Each element of script C is called a logical connective, and every connective has an associated arity indicating the number of formulas to which it applies. The connective negation has arity 1. It is unary arity, and while other ones, I mean here disjunction, conjunction, conditional, and biconditional, have arity 2. All of them are binary formulas here. And the formation rules use these connectives to generate complex, well-formed formulas from simpler ones. For example, if I take the following statement as a simple statement, for example, I can say that I'm interested in logic. It is affirmative statement. If I want to use this statement as a negative statement, I must use the negation not, and I can say that I am not interested in logic. And as I said before, it is unary formula, but other kinds of logical connectives require two simple statements because they have got a binary arity. For example, if I want to formulate a disjunction, I must use at least two simple statements. I can say that, for example, logic or philosophy is very interesting. Here I've used two simple statements. My first simple statement is logic is interesting. It is a P statement. And philosophy is interesting. It is Q statement. And if I use here either of, it means that I want to combine these two simple statements or propositions and by this way formulate a disjunction. As I said before, philosophy or logic is very interesting. And by this way, I can use other kinds of logical operators and if and only if, and so on. And our last but not least component is parentheses. You can see symbol below. And we can define this concept. Parentheses are auxiliary symbols of the logic of propositional logic used to group formulas and delimit the scope of logical connectives, thereby ensuring the ambiguous formation of well-formed formulas. It is very essential moment in the propositional logic, I mean syntax of propositional logic, because if we do not correctly define the place of the parentheses, it can lead to the scope ambiguity. And this topic has already been discussed in our previous lectures, in our previous videos, and I'll share below the link of this video too. And we can move our syntactic components of propositional logic, but in this slide we will discuss formation rules. And what can we say about this matter? Formation rules specify exactly which strings of symbols are well-formed formulas. Okay, a standard recursive definition is every propositional variable is well-formed formula, examples PQR. And the second is if A is a well-formed formula, then not A is a well-formed formula too. And next moment, if A and B are well-formed formulas, then each of the following is also a well-formed formula. A and B is well-formed formula, A of B is well-formed formula, and similarly, if A, then B, A, if and only if B are also well-formed formulas. Okay, nothing else is a well-formed formula, and this last clause is very important because it prevents arbitrary strings from counting as formulas. And one essential moment, pay attention that we can use not one but at least two ways to express some of the logical connectives. For example, not A can be indicated by this way. You can see here in front of the A, but negation can also be used by this way. You can see below the note here, negation, and conjunction can also be indicated by this way between the A and B. You can see here, and biconditional can also be associated by this way. And in our previous lectures, we have used the last version of the negation, conjunction, and biconditional. And for this reason, I've added another way of the expression of the logical connectives here in order not to be confused while watching our previous videos. Structure. What can we say about this matter? Because the rules are recursive, every complex formula is built from simpler formulas. For example, if P then Q and not R is generated as follows. P is a well-formed formula. It's our first simple proposition because there is no other kind of simpler proposition inside the structure of this variable. Q is a well-formed formula too. Q is our second simple proposition. And if P then Q is a well-formed formula, because I've used here two simple propositions, P and Q, and I've used here conditional, the logical operator of conditional, of condition, and this conditional operator allows me to formulate a compound proposition. If P, then Q. And R is a well-formed formula. It's my third simple proposition. And the next one, it is not A, it is negation. Here I've used the symbol of negation in front of the R, and I've used it properly. For this reason, I can say that not A is a well-formed formula too. And therefore, I can say that if P then Q and not R is also a well-formed formula. Thus, every formula has a unique syntactic construction up to the conventions about parentheses. And considering all of this knowledge, we can distinguish well-formed formulas from the not well-formed formulas. For example, you can see that on the left side, I've used well-formed formulas. On the right side, I've used not well-formed formulas. For example, P, it is a well-formed formula. As I said before, it is atomic proposition, simple statement. Not P, and P and Q, it's our conjunction. If not P, then R. I've used here two logical connectives, negation not, and if then conditional statement. And the last one is P of Q implies not R. Here I have used three logical connectives. P of Q, it is disjunction, implies means that it is conditional statement, and not R, it is a negation. And this satisfies the formation rules. Okay, so far so good. On the right side, I've used not well-formed formulas, and the following are not well-formed formulas because P and as I said before, it is binary arity. I must use here second simple statement P and for example Q, P and R. If I formulate my thought by this way, it can be related to the well-formed formulas. But you can see that I've used only one simple statement, it is P. I've used the logical operator AND, but I haven't added the second simple statement. That's why it cannot be related to the well-formed formulas. And similarly, second, it is I've used here the symbol of conditional statement, and P and Q, okay? But as you can see from our previous examples, this symbol must happen between the P and Q. If I write P, then symbol of conditional statement, then Q, then I can say that my formula is well formed. But here I've changed the positions of the logical connective and the P, and you can see that it cannot be related to the grammatical rules of the propositional logic. And by this way, P, Q, okay, I must use some logical connective between this P and Q. I can say P and Q, it can be conjunction. If P then Q, it can be conditional statement. P, if and only if Q, it can be related to the biconditional. But here I didn't use any of them. For this reason, it cannot be related to the well-formed formulas. And P and we have already discussed this example. The only difference is that I've used parentheses, symbol of parentheses before P and after the conjunction, but in any case it cannot be related to the well-formed formulas. And the last but not least formula, it is not well-formed too, because I've used two symbols, a symbol of negation, symbol of condition, but such kind of expression cannot be used in the propositional logic. And we can say that this violate the grammatical rules of the propositional logic, therefore we cannot use them as well-formed formulas. Okay, that's all for today's discussion. Thank you for watching. If you have got any questions, you can address them. I'll be very happy I'll be very happy to answer them. Okay, thank you for watching.